Well, tanned or at least, you know, a heavy dose of makeup will do it too.
I think they actually made me paler with the makeup.
Possibly. They do, yeah. They may got the whole vampire thing going on. It's fine.
Yeah, I like it. Third map coming up. Incredible second map, second half for MIBR. But again, the T side did look super sketchy. Like, you up to that. As cool as the CT side was, and that's obviously the talking point with that kind of a 12-to-1 half, the first half for them was still not very good.
It wasn't, but I've got to say, there were so many rounds that they could have won. I realized it was sketchy, but they were just, like, it could have been so different.
Here's my fear for this map if you're looking for an MIBR victory in these semifinals.
Yes.
This map is much more similar to Mirage, where you can gain control, where individuals can have a huge impact, where you can kind of wheel across the map in the mid-round, and you can, you know, leave a lurker in a position to cut off and find an extra frag for you. And that AVANGAR was masters of that on Mirage.
It is a good point. Although the way that KNG was AWPing, the way even Form was AWPing,
double op setup was very strong.
Taco's looking like he's on point. I think both teams have a lot of resources to put into this map that could be dangerous.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives on each side that you could use to kind of support why they would win this map. So I love that we have all those stories set up into this final map of the first semifinal here in Shanghai. Winner of this goes on to the final, and they'll face the winner of Mouse Sports or EG, which is playing just after this. So we're going to find out very quickly.
Oh, that's going to be a wild game too. I feel like we're a little bit lucky that we get to see some of this here. EG, I mean, not looking themselves throughout the whole tournament, although they had some moments. It's Ren fighting with the Glock. That's a dangerous fight. Bomb is still in T-spawn. They're almost set up for some sort of a B push, but the problem is they don't have mid control, so it's very dangerous to go for it.
I think this is dangerous that this setup between Lucas and Fur has been around on Catwalk for this long. They haven't spotted anything just yet, but it feels like they're just an inch away. Fur, yeah, his head was definitely spotted by a Dren, so they know there's aggression there, and it looks like they just want to ignore it. There's the pop flash in. MIBR is tired of waiting around, but that's taken resources away from the B bomb site, but they haven't moved. Taco waiting for the smoke to plume, and he'll fire off some shots into the smoke.
Just trying to guess, not finding any luck right now. KNG at the car waiting, and Taco very low on health. And they're going to find him eventually, and that leaves... Oh, Fallen has shown up with a headshot. The timing could not be better, and he's going to at least pick up the one kill there. The smoke, I'm not sure if that's exactly what he wanted. Now it's a 3-on-3, and he's thinking about it. He kind of wanted to go through that. Now backup is there, and he's going to come running through Fallen with a great double kill before he finally goes down, and Fur will sneak off Jane, and that leaves Kicker running onto the bomb site. A dink and one more bullet. It's all he needs right now. Fur, he's not going to be able to get this one. Kick it with the double, and AVANGAR will win the pistol round. That was a long, drawn-out fight.
Yeah, it really was. I love the play that Fallen made, but you're exactly right. I think he wanted that smoke to go deeper so he didn't have to work so hard to get involved in the action. Kicker throws a brilliant flashbang, completely blinds Lucas, gives him the advantage against Fur, and that's a tough way to lose a pistol round. MIBR just almost had it. 1-0 for AVANGAR. Remember, they didn't win a pistol round on train.
Yeah, that's a good point. And they actually called for tactical timeout in the second round. That's...
What do you think they're talking about?
I mean, surely it's just going to be sort of going over stuff they've already talked about previously. But you know, something like don't get slowly picked up. It could be one of those rounds where you actually try and make a very decisive call early on. Like all I can think of is you would be going through what kind of traps you might be running into. Like, is there an obvious way to lose this round?
Yeah, some kind of research you put into the defense and just being like, remember, if this happens, then this is what they're doing. If we see this, this is where we need to go, and this is how we respond. Yeah. But still, it's a head scratching one. Just in the sense that it's a timeout so early in the game. We're seeing a lot of teams start to do that, though, start calling timeouts out of a victory instead of out of a loss.
And maybe especially the close victories, right? Down to this 1 versus 1 where everyone is real anxious. Rushing out long, I mean, that's a way that you sometimes can lose a round if they stack grenades.
Yeah, well, they've gotten there and Fallen. Any tag matters. There's one of the Suns. You remember, they have Lucas over at the car. He's taken what attention away he can, but the Krieg is just too strong. And Buster does not forget to check anything. Fallen now trying to find a new angle, spamming shots through, none of them connecting. And I think MIBR at this point, as we'll see frequently on Dust 2, just call for the save, bring these into the next round, and try it all over again.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, so pretty decisive for AVANGAR once they went for it. The one thing I will say, if we have to find some criticism.
Okay. I always like finding criticism.
If they were going to go for the long rush, I'm not sure I like the fact that it did actually look like they were very grouped up in coming out long. Like, if you do it, at least it makes sense to try, like, the first guy with the Mac 10 running out, and then, you know, a couple of steps behind the rest of the team, so that if it is the grenade stack, it's just that one guy probably eating most of it. But none of it really matters when they made it out, so. Sad. It's a little bit petty of me, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's fine. It's true to yourself.
Nitpicking.
Petty, minor,
Vindictive.
criticisms.
Yeah.
2-0. So a good start, but still a Deagle, a Scout, an SMG that they need to worry about in this round. There is one smoke on Fallen and one flashbang on Taco. They could put that to use, but obviously a great advantage for the T side here going into round 3.
See if they got any tricks up their sleeves here, MIBR. Fallen actually thought maybe he was going to get boosted up on Catwalk, but not going to be the case. Instead, they all wrap on the A side here. So over at Long, and AVANGAR going to be coming at Catwalk. I mean, they're in the right position in MIBR, but I just don't think the firepower is going to really stop anything. Oh, 2 for 1. And Fallen is ready for more. Can he get one more headshot? That would be all they need. There it is. Buster goes down, and now they've got to be a little bit worried here. They're being flanked as well, but Fallen, he can't stay alive. He really, really wants to buy that time for Lucas, but it's not going to be possible. We're going to need to see a replay.
Of everything.
Of absolutely everything. Lucas now, I mean, he doesn't have the armor. It's a beautiful dink, but even the Galil here, any tag on him, and he's not going to be able to win any fights in this game. Returning a little bit. What a tense round.
What a weird round as well. The triple kill immediately, the follow-up collateral from Fallen. That was a round of swings, and immediately into a double op setup on Fallen. Here's the double up. Yeah, that's great. The follow-up headshot is a thing of beauty as well.
Yeah.
Buster crouching into the open just a bit too fast. Maybe the flames causing some kind of a distraction. It's a shame that Fallen couldn't get just one more of those tags right at the end, because Lucas coming up with that P250, as you said, a dink. If he had tagged one of those guys, it might have been much easier to manage, even without armor. Taco again given the tough position of anchoring the B bomb site here on Dust 2, especially considering 2 players on Catwalk, 2 players at Long. He's got no support in any way.
Oh, they definitely spotted that. Now, do you want to stick around? You've got a little bit of backup here. The M4 will do just fine. I was going to say, the danger of being there when you're fur is that you can get flashed from middle. Kick it. Could have just, I mean, one flashbang when they peek and it's probably done.
And even KNG trying to help protect you from Catwalk and get flashed, and then all of a sudden you've got nothing. But it's good that they get that kill, and then they bust it up, because Fallen is rotating over to the B bomb site where Taco's alone. Only 1 player in Upper Dark. 3 players with mid control for AVANGAR, and they haven't committed anywhere. Well, that smoke has got to make the defenders nervous.
They're going to try and see if they could boost to look over. They get that in the middle of a Mirage to, oh, actually, they're
Maybe
just
a
going to
run boost under the box?
Yeah. Not quite going to find anyone there. But if there had been someone with the AWP, maybe you avoid the first line of fire. 40 seconds on the clock, and they're going to be smoking off, even smoking the wall there, and then going for it. And the bomb is a little bit further back. The first push kind of stalled out for a minute here at 30 seconds, and Kickard will take down a shot. That's a nice headshot on Fur with the Krieg. And they even follow it up. Fallen gets dropped, and with 20 seconds left, they're on the bomb side, and they have a very good shot at doing this. A 4 versus 3 all of a sudden, and AVANGAR making the take of this A bomb side look almost easy, in spite of the fact that they did not have some really good positions there.
They can ignore Jame, though, on this retake. Jame is kind of out of the action for the moment, but he's going to get involved very quickly coming back up Catwalk. KNG, they had just enough flashes. Oh, they're going to try and boost up, find one kill. They spotted his shoulder, I think, but he doesn't know. He's double scoped in. Kickard, he's going to get the angle. It's so hard to fall back now. But Kickard hasn't peaked yet. KNG does trade him off. No chance to win the round. Has to back away, and he's, oh, what a brilliant kill to try and save the op. I think he's going to. I don't think Jame is too dedicated to hunt. But AVANGAR is going to win the round. Costly for MIBR.
He's running. He wants to use the last second of the round, and he'll find him as well. That is... Oh, that's painful. A lot of money right down the drain. 4-0 in favor of AVANGAR. Wow.
And if you're MIBR and you're saving an op, you might already be talking about a way to force up into the next round, and that just gets ripped out of your hands right at the last second. So KNG thinking he's completely safe.
That's really hard for MIBR to deal with, because they start that round so well. It even feels like they kind of know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, again, it falls to exactly what I mentioned coming into this. The strengths, the similarities of this map and Mirage, it's the same thing they had an issue with on that first map of the series was whenever AVANGAR finds a way to attack, they've always left a player somewhere across the map to just wreak havoc. And this time it was Jame in mid. Delayed Taco's rotation, picked off Fallen. And those one little players hidden somewhere on the map have just been such a nuisance.
KNG on a mission in the middle with the Deagle. Be nice to snipe someone away here. He's being very patient. Maybe waiting for Fur to have any kind of an engagement over at long. He's actually cleared the corner now. And that's beautiful. Knocking out Buster.
He's going to recover the weapon as well. And they have to have every idea of what's happening. The question is how much more resistance can they actually provide at the A bomb site? And the answer is none. Fallen behind the smoke. Kariga's coming up into the action, going to try and maybe distract. That's a good kill. Fallen going to start pouncing. Now another one for KNG. He's done everything he could. 4 kills for MIBR, and they're going to take that. That's a victory of sorts for them.
Oh, it definitely is. Oh, that is the timing on that last 2v2. If Fallen gets the kill just 1 second earlier, Kickit doesn't take down KNG, and at least there's a chance. What a round. 5-0 though, AVANGAR. They are off to a brilliant start, even if that round did cost them a lot. And it's Jame leading the board right now. It's 7-2, 6-3 on Kickit right behind him there.
Timeout for MIBR. They know this is an important one.
Double AWP.
Not on the board yet. Yeah, the double AWP, a big investment coming in for the CT side. And needing to get started. Not wanting, I mean, map 3 in an immediate hole of like 6-7 to nothing. That's such a brutal thing to have to climb out of. So MIBR this time, who knows, maybe digging themselves, digging deep into the playbook to find something creative, or just talking over again, maybe what they know AVANGAR like to bring out, maybe something that they can take to have any indication of what's coming next. Now, interesting to note, there is spawns for a B rush for AVANGAR.
We love those.
I would be amazed if they did that. Maybe amazed is the wrong word for a team like AVANGAR, but I would...
It would be outside of the realm of what they've been sort of doing so far.
It'd just be such a risky play. We generally only see B rushes these days when something gets desperate, but it will be a timing contact play.
Right through, but they line up inside of the smoke, and Taco, I believe, had about 40 ADR before this round. Now, that's going to definitely change.
All right, interesting spin on the old classic. Crowd cheering for Jame, who hasn't been put into play just yet. And this is where MIBR have to even be almost more cautious than what they just saw. Don't overextend. Don't get picked off and allow a chance for Jame and Kicker to bring you back into the round. These guys have been so deadly throughout this series.
Just to add some context to that kind of a play for AVANGAR, if Taco is playing alone on the B-bomb side, and the first thing he does when he shows up is he throws that smoke that they came through, he just throws it, you know, on just automatically, and then he sort of, you know, is waiting around inside and saying, hey, you know, it's fine, like, I'll check back in 5 seconds when the smoke is about to clear or something like that, and they pop flash their way through like that. It's such a devastating hit, right? But when he's ready and they've even got backup behind him, well, you see the result. So it is, I guess it is like a little bit of a, I mean, maybe they've been doing some research and they've just looked at the stats for how many times does Taco actually play alone in B, and said, yeah, you know, decent chance that we could do it. They were spotting in middle with 2 people and they didn't see anyone cross because there was a smoke, but still, that's the only thing I can think of is that that was based on just the stats that they knew coming into the game maybe. Could even be the stats for the specific round, you know, just saying like how often in the 6th round, you know.
I'd be, that's certainly a level of preparation I wouldn't be surprised if I heard out of Astralis. I feel like there's not a whole lot of teams going that deep just yet.
Not yet? I mean, I don't know. I don't know about it. I feel like it's happening probably more than people realize.
Yeah, it is getting there for sure. There's some other teams we've heard stories of that are diving that deep into different tendencies and small details like that, but I'm not going to lie to you, AVANGAR, I don't feel would be one of them.
Not one of them. Well, that's fair enough. Maybe we can find out. We'll ask them later on. Yeah, this is... It's all meant... It's all based on the idea that he's not there, basically.
Here's the interesting thing. If that was the round they called on, like, round number 4 when Taco was all alone at the B-bomb site, they're getting into that site, you know?
Yep. Yeah, because once they clear the exit of that tunnel there, then they fan out, and suddenly if you're deeper in the bomb side, you've got so many angles to worry about.
Well, this round would have been perfect for it. Again, Taco all alone. Although he is similarly close up behind the smoke in the choke point. Buster looking for any presence. Oh, there's the peek from Fallen. He saw something but couldn't hit the mark. 2 Deagles, an Op, and 2 Kriegs.
Decent grenade on Jame at least. And Fur did fall back from long. It looked like he was pretty close to that Deagle. Fallen, the smoke's going to be clearing, and you never know about this fight. It is such a roulette to take part on. And Fallen comes out at the bottom of this one.
I'm always surprised that people still take those fights as the smoke's clearing. This is a good response, though. The timing of it is everything, though. Kickert, he sees the flashbang. He knows what it means. He knows someone wanted to push up. Now, it'll be interesting to see if he assumes that means 2 players are here. They can go back to the A bomb site. KNG is going to be on railing. He'll have an AWP of his own.
Yeah, but they have so many grenades. They can really make his life tricky, especially those Molotovs. Repositioning himself a little bit. That's a harder spot to Molotov, or at least to get the kill with. But they're going to be throwing one of them close. Flashbangs to try and keep him away for a little bit. But KNG will connect with the first shot. Second flick doesn't do anything, but look at that Molotov. It's not actually burning him out. He's turned for the flashbang, and he's ready for more. He almost gets the shot, but now he's in a little bit of trouble. Being helped by Fur, and that double grenade from Lucas, exploding AVANGAR and leaving Jame dinked, and Lucas will take care of business. A quad kill in the round, and very, very critical if MIBR, surviving with 3 members as well.
That flashbang Lucas throws for KNG might have been everything. That stalled them out at a perfect point for Lucas to deal some damage, for KNG to survive a little bit longer. He eventually does go down, but then you see the nade come in. They are completely cordoned right behind those barrels. And the Opper, Jame, he can't get in at the end either. Close, though. That was on the edge. That was almost a very nice execute for AVANGAR. But, I mean, good utility usage and good shots from KNG.
And now only pistols.
Now only pistols. Only Glocks, in fact. 1 P250 and 1 Deagle.
First pushed up. Gotta be careful here. Don't give them the M4. He's thinking about it right now, but that would be a miserable way to start the round. At least they get a kill on the other side. And ooh, over by the truck. The car, that's making me worried.
It's very worrying, especially because the double op setup is still in play. So if they actually get into the B bomb site, how difficult will that be? KNG going to rotate over to anchor up the B bomb site. He'll get all the way back to flat. Taco, you'd imagine, would have to kind of watch middle. Someone's going to have to watch middle. And maybe Taco to watch the A bomb site because he could be more mobile between long and cat. If
they get out middle, then KNG's got to watch 2 angles with an AWP. Nobody wants to do that. Even Fallen needs the other rope over here. They need the early shots right now. They're out mid. Are they just going to go everybody out mid?
There's no utility. There's only 1 nade. But yeah, Fallen's exposed. He's out in the open.
This is run down.
Yeah, this is not going to be great. Taco, he can come and help, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah, the pistol can still do a lot of work. They don't have armor, so even the USPs will be just fine. There's one, and now Fallen, yeah, he's realizing this is how to do it now. Taco's right behind him. The M4 going to be put into play, and that's a heavy weapon against the unarmored opponents, and KNG on the other side. And they keep a hold of the round, but my God, that was about to be an absolute disaster.
Even Taco was taking so much damage. If KNG somehow went down, that would have been an issue. Those pistols did way more work than MIBR expected. 5-3 as MIBR claw themselves back into the CT side. They've just taken some economic damage that's not pretty. Remember on Train, they had such a long run. They got to build up so much money. Taking a loss didn't affect them, barely put a dent in their economy. It would be really painful here to take a loss.
Jame and Fallen almost look like they're running for a bit of a collision in the middle. Both all players very quick to get here. It looks like Jame instead is going to be happy to just sit on the box for a little while. Clearing out the corner slowly, but Fallen, he's backed off. And a little bit of a freeze on the round. Hedging his way in. Someone could be a smoke or a flashbang even thrown here. But Dren going to be smoking off CT spawn, and Jame happy to just, you know, walk up a little bit. Maybe actually they throw that smoke to CT spawn for Jame to waiting for a peek there. Not going to get anything.
MIBR is posturing as if there's going to be some aggressive setup at the stairs of Catwalk. That might actually invite the flashbang that would force Fallen off the angles. It's a lot of utility used by the defense. Still a smoke and 2 Molotovs for them to utilize. What a flank with an AWP. Are you mental? Has he lost his mind? He's going to... Oh, not able to react in time. That is a bold, bold play.
It doesn't work out, but I've got to be honest. Again, I do kind of like it. It is such a risk.
I think, yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. But this is going to be tough. Taco inside the bomb site, going to try and bait for his teammate. It's a bait and switch setup, a crossfire. Fur waiting for more, but he's got to stop Sanji from dropping wide on the bomb site, and Taco's still alive. He's got no utility to slow this down, and he's pinned down by Jame. Another tough situation, and he can't come out on top.
That was a nice swing for Kickard. And close here. If they don't check the corner, I think Fallen has an idea, and coming in, they're going to sandwich him. Oh, shot right through the box to take down Adren. Game and Kickard, though, inside of the bomb site with the bomb already planted. There is a Molotov on Lucas, so they can at least clear out a little bit. But they're going to be retaking him with one AWP and an M4, and it just definitely won't be easy. The Molotov not clearing out anything in that corner. And how did they get through this window? Lucas goes down without any kind of an answer, and now Fallen surely realizing they don't really have the money, so it doesn't even matter. They're not going to get away. Kickard with a triple kill, and AVANGAR with a 6th round. Wow. That could have worked out well between, was it Fur and Taco in B?
Yeah, it actually wasn't bad. The problem was that, I mean, Taco just needed one flashbang towards the end. That's a great double kill from Fur. But, I mean, without a flashbang, you can't really get out. They get too close because you know you're pinned in by Jame. You don't really have any options. And that the play is designed to keep Kickard, you know, once he gets to that angle at those stairs, it's almost impossible. AVANGAR's doing all this with Adren at 15 ADR. 1 kill.
Yeah, that's, you never know. Is that a good thing, or does that mean if he gets
That's the eternal question, isn't it?
Yeah, does he get his game up and running, and then it's
a blowout?
Yeah, who knows?
Well, they have a chance to take complete control of this first half. No money left on MIBR. 1 AWP for the defense.
Wow, this is, it's not quite the
Actually,
same, obviously.
I think Fallen's going to have an op on the ground that he's going to pick up somewhere. Yeah.
Ooh.
Lucas dropped it over, had also spent over 5K. Delayed peek for mid. KNG, it's Fallen. Fallen to grab it, and KNG's going to get a new angle. Excuse me, Fur. Who else?
Pushed up aggressively. 2 AWPs waiting in there for Jame. And that's going to be a nice pick-off as well. 5 versus 3, but Fur is committed to this, and he's going to win the fight. This is his element, though, in many ways, so you've got to just respect that part of his game. Sanji and Kickard now. Again, now don't lose the rifles, you're MIBR. Obviously, you don't lose the round, but try and see if you can make it out here with a net boost to your economy.
How much does AVANGAR want to fight for in this round? There's over a minute, so, I mean, it's almost in one sense insane to think that they'd save the whole time, but they don't really have any money.
Could be just a chill moment.
Yeah,
Everyone
I mean,
gets some time to relax.
Yeah, waiting for the aggression. But that's the thing. They could just sit back in these positions if no one forces their hand, if no one actually pushes forward. And it looks like, yeah, Sanji's just getting to a new safer position, so they are going to save the whole round.
And their own economy is, I mean, it's terrible as well. So they actually do need these guns.
Yeah, I think they have a 3-round losing bonus after MIBR wins this. So I think they'll be able to scrape together with these 2 guns. They can have a pretty dangerous buy in the next round, all things considered. Sanji and Kickard can refresh some of the utility, some of the nades. What a knockout punch for Fur, winning the round in the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, but even the challenge mid from
Fallen and KNG.
Yeah, how often do we see that nowadays?
Not too frequently that deep, all the way up to T-spawn.
Yeah.
But that's obviously a designed play, right? That has to be something where it's like one op, where they peek together, and obviously one opper watches over those boxes, and the other opper just watches the whole clear suicide hallway.
Yeah.
Fallen had that kill very quickly, so either it was a very nice flick or he was just zoned in on it.
If you go back and watch games from 2013, 14 even probably, you're going to see a lot of challenges from the CT side of mid, right?
It was so much fun.
It was fun.
It is nice to see some of it come back. We're seeing Opera start to challenge more on the mid-ramp.
Yeah.
It's rare to see it deep all the way up to T-spawn.
And this time, Jame definitely looking for it. Definitely worried. Adren going to be leading the charge with the MAC-10. Not going to keep going. That would have been nice. Sometimes you can catch people just by putting enough speed behind. But Fur, is he even realizing this? Oh no, this could be a little bit of an issue. Might get flashed in by Fallen if he waits long enough, and then the game will change in their favor once again. But if they get close to him here, that's going to be ugly.
I think maybe as soon as he hears the pin, this will be interesting. Smoke is going to prevent that kind of a play. Actually, no, it's not. And Adren saw him, saw the legs appear. The flashbang doesn't do its job. Ooh, and Adren's dropped into CT spawn. I don't know if Fallen knows. The possibility's there.
He looks like he does. He's at least scoping in that direction. He's very worried about this. He's got so... When that smoke clears on top, how does he keep holding this position?
Lucas is the whole hope for MIBR. There's way too much map control for AVANGAR. One player in CT spawn, Kickard in mid, and now Fallen 1 versus 3 at the A bomb site. Lucas has to get involved in this action as quick as humanly possible. What can Fallen provide his team?
He has to do everything right here. And the first shot rings out. No connection. 35 seconds, and they're getting closer, and they're just going to settle for getting the bomb down immediately here. Kickard will drop him, and Lucas coming with the flank, and it's not going to be working. A great double kill for Kickard instead, and they need to back out, save these weapons, even with those kills. It doesn't matter. Not worth it. Wow. That's a good kill again.
They can go for it now. There's plenty of time. They could get pulled back into it, but they have the kits, and they have flashbang.
It's a classic, though, isn't it? You get some early kills in the retake that you've already given up, and now they could overextend and lose everything, and they just really can't afford that. KNG, a little bit of a jump, and the shot right over his head, I believe. And Taco has to back on out, so they do lose an extra AWP. It's a hard call to make. Yeah,
there was time for it. It was right on the edge that I'm not sure I can complain too much about it, but it certainly has its risks, and they're going to show themselves here. 4-7, and one op is taken away from KNG. And I think if they had that op, they might have been influenced to buy up. I don't think they can this time. So much map control gained by Adren jumping into CT spawn. AVANGAR at that point was spread across the map, and they just realized if he's going to be chilling in CT spawn, we are so safe. Everyone come back to this A bomb site. We can control everything. So it's just the Krieg on Taco.
Little doubling there. Flash and a orb at the same time. Buster going down to the Krieg is done a little bit, but it won't be helping out KNG. He's over here with a P250. No one's going to show up at that angle. Instead, down the middle, it's Adren. Actually pre-firing that rather nicely. Taco, again, saving the Krieg, probably the best idea at this point in time. 8 rounds for AVANGAR in the first half. They're once again off to a really, really hot start here.
Yeah, they've put together some very nice T-sides on this in Mirage. Train was obviously extremely rough, but these maps they're way more comfortable on. The maps that give them a little bit more flexibility in the mid-round. A little bit more improvisation, I believe is the word.
I'll settle for improv, that's fine.
Makes it sound like a comedy skit. But yeah, the ones where they can get like real weird with their mid-round calls and then just kind of read the map a little bit better. Train is a little bit more restrictive in that sense. So these open ones seem to be very nice for them. 4-8 and another buy round coming in for MIBR. Taco can drop an AWP, but I think they'll likely only have one. Yes, they will only have one.
This is such a similar type of half as the one that we were seeing on Mirage, where the difference between MIBR having 4 rounds and 6 or even 7 it's such a small margin right now, which is not really that much of a comfort when you're not actually getting those rounds. Then it's just frustration.
Yeah.
And they must be feeling a little bit of that right now.
Certainly, but I mean, you still have 3 rounds to fight for. This is massive for MIBR. AVANGAR have the funds to sustain a loss if it happens. MIBR, on the other hand, have no cash on hand. If they lose this one, AVANGAR is going to have another big first half, and it's going to be another attempted comeback for MIBR, a big comeback for MIBR. And they just went through that on Train.
Some money in the bank for AVANGAR, though, and we're still not really at the end of the half yet, so could still play a factor how much money they have. Nice shot from James. He was trying to be clever about that. I mean, again, James is very, very fast with that weapon. Now he's in the... Ooh.
Look at this. This is a very convincing adjustment. Oh, especially now that Taco's down. You have to save. MIBR, just back away. Just go to long, all 3 of you. You can see James already on the run over towards long A because he thinks that they would likely choose to save in this direction. He knows the round's already over.
This is one of those rounds, if you're MIBR, where you just might feel a little bit cheated, right? Like, you never even got a chance to fight for anything. Long, just as, just picked off mid-air, and then instant headshot over at B. KNG losing that rifle, and this is very bad news.
Yeah, AVANGAR can throw a lot at this hunt. Because of how convincing the win is at this point, they can go find everything. The barrel shows. Barrel shows, and it's a free kill. Fallen goes down. It's just Lucas, and MIBR cannot afford to lose everything. But I think they might.
Sanji's going to be sneaking in on one side.
It all depends on how aggressive he wants to be towards long.
He could make it, still could make it, but bomb's going to be going up, and let's see, is he going to run for the last couple of seconds, Lucas? Not hearing anything at the moment, and they will lose absolutely everything. That is so well timed. AVANGAR in 9 rounds. They're, again, looking like a very, very strong team here in the first half.
You can't buy anything if you're MIBR. Maybe a flashbang just to make Anders happy, but that's about it. They don't have the money to invest in deagles and light armor. They can't even do a half buy.
Get an Ichi instead. Doesn't make me happy at all.
Not even a little bit. Oof.
Fur and Fallen down the middle. This does make me happy, though. Why not?
It's not going to make anyone but Kickert happy. There's one player down to 9 HP. There's him cleaned off. AVANGAR know something aggressive was going to come out. Taco's up next. They're still ready and waiting for it. Adren almost gets his head taken off. 3 on 5.
Well, they had been seeing that mid-aggression a lot, hadn't they? So
yeah.
It was not going to be a big surprise. It's going to be 10 rounds for AVANGAR. Unless there's, I don't know, there's more than a miracle. What's that?
Yeah, this almost actually does feel impossible. Lucas and Fallen at long A. There's the swing, there's the dink, there's the opening kill, but James still here. The op's going to come out, the rest of his teammates are going to come out. Nade does a good amount of damage, and even a bit more on towards Buster, but yeah, not enough. So 10th round in the cards for AVANGAR. MIBR have one chance to get to 5, and I feel like you need it. I feel like if you don't get to 5, you're in a lot of trouble going into the second half. I
agree. This is, again, it's just it's so tricky for MIBR. The margins are really small, but I also at the same time don't really want to take anything from AVANGAR. They're just playing such a cool game right now. Well in control of what's going on. 16-6 on Kickert, 15-6 on James. That's a nice spearhead to be leading all of this at the moment. 10-4, 15th round coming up. Another double up setup here.
All right, here we go. Auto snipers. KNG's tagged down to about half, but he does not want to peek into it. There's the late peek, and there's the pickoff. Buster knew it was coming. Gonna drop immediately back to a rifle. And that's crushing. A 4 on 5 to start this final round of the first half.
You could understand the temptation when you hear all those going away, and then it's you think, oh, they're reloading, and
actually, even shout out to AVANGAR. James dropped his AWP over to Buster, who was holding that angle.
Yeah.
And just in case someone was picked off on that cross, James' entire role was just to go and try and take over the B-bomb site.
Yeah.
It's either going to be free or you're going to have a one-on-one.
Buster having a little bit of game with himself.
With the crowd.
Yeah. 4 versus 5. 50 seconds on the clock right now. James been holding that upper dark position all along, making sure no one is going to be sneaking in a flank or anything. Now they're getting long control as well, which will make it very hard for Fallen Lucas to do much.
There's no utility on the CT side. Or,
yeah.
I mean, 2 nades in a smoke, but you don't have flashbangs, you don't have Molotovs, you don't have anything to really slow this down or retake. You even have 2 ops and no kits.
Yeah, if you're Fallen and you're going to be turning around here, you're going to be having that weird fight where you're going to, like, they're going to be clearing out of the smoke and then behind the box, and you have, like, one, yeah, this shot. This is the shot, and the Molotov, oh, God. That makes it impossible, and he's going to be going down. It would have been nice if he could have got at least 1 kill there, but 5 versus 3, and AVANGAR again slowly collecting all the information and making some very, very good calls behind it. Now 10 seconds on the clock. That's the only thing. Is there going to be a jump? He's trying to see if he can stop the bomb from going down. That would have been magnificent, but it's not going to be allowed for, and the bomb plant happens.
That was the only chance.
It was the only chance, I agree.
Fur's going to lead the way, but there's still a smoke in his face. He's going to try and isolate one side, but it's not to be. 11-4.
And James with a 18-6, Kickert 17-6. Such a strong first half for those two players.
And this has just got to be so exhausting for MIBR when you think back to the previous maps. Even Train, which they won, you know, with that 12-1 CT side, that was a comeback. They had to come back from 4-11 after that first half. Mirage was a good showing in the first half from AVANGAR. That was another, you know, attempt at a comeback where they were in a hole and didn't pan out, obviously. So this is 3 maps where MIBR's had to play from behind. They haven't yet been able to give themselves an advantage going into the second half, and that's got to be so draining in a semifinal series.
Yeah, very hard to rally yourself twice. I mean, you get the excitement for winning the second map, obviously, but then it comes in here, and it turns out AVANGAR aren't actually that phased by any of it. They're back to business, and yeah, that was the shot. 11-4, first half. What do you do now?
I don't know. I don't know if they can do it. AVANGAR seems so effective on these maps like this because, I mean, again, this is another map where you can be aggressive on the CT side. You know, you can push, you can play the CT side at times much like a T side. So this is going to get weird, I think, for MIBR.
And we talked about AVANGAR not winning that many pistol rounds, but at the same time, this is CT side Dust 2. So those USPs are going to be so powerful, at least in the first 3 seconds of the fight. Then the Glocks maybe could take over. KNG, that's pretty aggressive.
USP doesn't work if you're blind. Sanji gonna try and hold on. Wants to get at least one pick. They're creeping up along the wall. They're so close. They're gonna peek with that. He wasn't fully prepared. He somehow gets 2. They couldn't trade and they didn't even make the cross. And now the USPs, they get into action. A massive gap in the smoke. A 3-on-2 now in the favor of AVANGAR.
They do anything to get past here. Lucas firing out some shots, but he's gonna be run down. And Taco with a Glock, and they're all gonna be coming for him on that ramp. And that's AVANGAR winning a huge pistol round. They've been struggling to do that, but
they've won both in this map.
That's crushing.
I don't know, one, how Sanji doesn't go down, but also you don't need to stop and take that fight. You know, you can just cross.
Yeah.
You can just get into the bomb site and leave them there and play for the post plant and make them retake up the ramp, set up the crossfire from pit, from car, from the bomb site. That is a tough way to lose a round, especially because Sanji missed like his first 6 shots.
Yeah, he did. And they actually had even a second smoke that was coming in, but it was just a bit delayed.
Yeah.
So Shandy gets those 2 kills, then the smoke goes down, and you're like, well, if you just thrown the smoke and went, then none of that was really necessary.
MIBR making things way more difficult on themselves. 4-12, an 8-round deficit. On the verge of being knocked out here of the CSGO Asia Championships.
Obviously investing into this round, and they actually have, I don't know, pretty good arsenal weaponry here to fight AVANGAR with. Looks like they might be coming through the smoke very quickly. That's going to be a little bit of a lead there. Then the spacing behind the grenade does a fair bit, actually. Not bad for Adren so far. He's going to be dodging the Molotov and just waiting and buying time. It's going to be, oh, middle, actually. I was going to say, there was going to be 2 people flanking there, but Fallen holding the line at least for a minute. Now they're trying to fall back down, but James is here. They're going to go fight him. Is he the top of the head? I don't know where the bullets are going. Finally, he's going to be going down. I can't believe that he almost made it out.
Fur had to be getting so stressed. Here comes MIBR relocating on the map, but it's an SMG. KNG's going to win that. Taco, he'll find one as well. Whoa, that bullet disappeared also. Buster.
All the bullets are gone.
Yeah, they're weird bullets.
Yeah, they're going to check everything. Wow.
Deagles aren't working today.
I didn't know what was happening in this round, so let's just forget about it.
Oh, that was a weird head-scratching moment. Either way, that's a lifeline for MIBR. Winning that round in that fashion, they needed that, or else they would just get cleaned out of this map, out of this series. So 5-12. Now you feel like the hope is still a little bit alive for a for a comeback. Excuse me.
I appreciate this from James. Again, just trying to intimidate them a little bit. I mean, if he walks in the middle and just instantly headshots Fallen,
yeah,
it's a different round.
Yeah. Well, the Molotov goes out. Kicker, it's going to burn for a few seconds before he pops up. Even his bullets didn't seem like they were fully connecting. And Fallen now. Wanted the second shot. Instead, he's going to find his death. Bomb is in T-spawn, but Fur, it's an easy frag for him. 6-12.
And they just lose the scout, so...
Yeah, no big deal.
He'll be fine.
KNG could actually drop an AWP over if he wanted to, so could Fur. But I think they realized, I think they looked at that and they said they invested in this round. So Fallen goes for the MAC-10, goes for the bonus money. This is actually, interestingly enough, MIBR, I know they're down 6 rounds, so it's not great, but as good of a way to be starting off a comeback is when you have this much money on 4 players and you're going against unarmored USPs. Like, this is a round where you should be able to keep multiple players alive when it ends, and bonus money on Fallen because of the lack of armor. That's 3 kills for your upper. He's up to 3,100.
Yeah, you're right. They're laying the foundation, especially in terms of the economy, for a comeback. Make it a 4th one. And Sanji down at long with a P2000. Fallen not really spotting him out yet, but yeah, now they know. And he's going to come back for more. He wants that MAC-10 ace for...
Oh, no!
Oh, it's so close, isn't it?
The crowd wanted it. The crowd wanted blood.
We all wanted it.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Still, he's got the money.
Yeah, he's got plenty of cash. That's great. All right, here we go. This is where we see what this comeback is gonna look like in the early stages for MIBR. Down 5 rounds, 7-12. They've got all the money they could possibly need to get this going. They've got 2 Kriegs, an AUG, an AWP on Fallen, as he laughs off the failed ace attempt. And AVANGAR's got some of the rifles. Now, because they invested in 2 rounds ago, they don't have all the nades they could want. They don't have the kits.
Look at the lean towards the A-bomb side here for AVANGAR. Leaving Sanji alone there. They were about to have even a double stack on Catwalk. I think they called it off there, but yeah, that's if anyone comes Catwalk, it's going to be a problem, but MIBR, they just go for this. Yeah,
if they go for a mid-B split or just, the contact plan B. Sanji only has 1 flashbang. Here come the nades. I think they want to pull someone off of Catwalk. As this smoke clears, they're trying to get the timing. Now the B hit. Sanji turns away, turns back into complete blindness. And that's a save call immediately.
Yep. KNG now, instead of turning into a bit of a flanker in case they were going to go for the retake, he now just looking for hunting some economy here at the end, and that's job well done. Big couple of kills, and now he's scoped up towards the pit, just ready and waiting in case anyone shows up. That's so amazing.
Yeah, I like this. I like that he can now just keep Kicker pinned down, although not for too long. Lucas on the hunt from the other side. And remember, that's an AWP taken away from James that AVANGAR would really like to keep in their hands. And Dren taking a lot of damage. Almost going down. Another nade following it up. And Kicker, he's surely going to fall. MIBR can be equally as brutal.
Oh, dear.
All right, that was a very clean-looking idea from MIBR to start off these gun rounds.
So rough when you're Sanju, right? As you said, turning for the first flashbang, but you have to look back at some point, and the timing just absolutely crushing for the second follow-up. KNG's fired up. Those are the kind of player cams we like to see.
I imagined that I was lip reading English, and he said some pretty nasty things from what I could tell, but it was in Portuguese. Probably still said some pretty nasty things.
I imagine. Well, maybe we can find out later. We'll get...
We actually have some Portuguese lip readers on Twitter who always help us out with that.
I've noticed that. People are pretty good at that stuff. 12-8. That 6-round gap is now a 4-round gap. And the money is... It is starting to become a real problem for AVANGAR.
Good tag. Remember Fallen as well. A tag there, and he's had 2 scout headshots down mid, so he's feeling that angle. Kickert with the nade. This could do some decent damage, but I think a couple of them are going to get past it. Buster blinded. There goes the player inside the site as well. Sanji rotates over, along with everyone, along with Adren as well. Good kill for Sanji, but another follow-up from Adren, and surely this doesn't turn in their favor. It's only a 2-on-2 at this bomb site as Fallen works his way over.
The grenades blocking out everything. That is the decisive difference in one of those fights. 9-12. And even then, well, they're going to be able to buy, and they'll have some grenades behind them. Double open play here for AVANGAR. Just looking for a way to get back here. They won the pistol round, and then they lost the following 5 rounds in a row. That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, it can't feel good. Especially because some of these rounds haven't even been clean. The first gun round wasn't even close. Jane, that's a good start. The last time in that first gun round, they got up Catwalk very quick. Immediate trade out towards the long. James wants to get one more. Wants to keep the advantage in his favor, and he's got it. But they have no one in the A-bomb site. They're The most rock-solid defender is James, who's on the ramp, and Lucas is just going to come right through the smoke, and he's telling his team, there's nobody at this bomb site. We can have it. Kind of. They need to get the bomb over.
And they only have one smoke, so, I mean, you can try, but there's always going to, oh, they're going to throw it instead. Oh, Taco, that's very risky.
Tough part now is the bomb. Oh, Kicker burning so much that he's burning. That's a lot of damage to take for a Molotov that, like, you don't even get involved in the action. That was not worth it.
No, you're hoping that they're planting, right? Like, hoping they're planting out towards the catwalk side. But they obviously weren't going to do that. Now going for the fight here with the Krieg. A headshot would be very, very helpful right now for MIBR. Fallen instead going to be taking down Sanji, but there's a quick return from Buster. Fallen again. There's no cover here, and he takes a third one as well. Looking for the last one. Now it's Lucas instead. And Buster, can he do anything? He's going to tap the bomb. He does not have the kit, and he misses a big opportunity. Maybe his final one, and Lucas still goes down. It doesn't matter. There is no time for that defuse. A 10th round for MIBR, and all thanks to Fallen. And that AWP, he saved them right there.
You're getting a little bit of those old school performances out of the Brazilian stars. Fallen has had a couple huge impact rounds in Train. Now he's had another one here on Dust 2. Taco as well delivering on Train. They're starting to come alive. This is so phenomenal. Fallen can't go anywhere else. He knows he can't get all the way to the corner because his teammate is there. He's just out in the open fighting everything. Buster does his best, but as you mentioned, just not enough time. And MIBR clawing themselves back into this game. It's now 6 in a row.
And the real trouble for Lucas, just to point this out, he doesn't know if Buster has a kit or not.
Yeah.
So while everyone watching is thinking, why is he why peak that fast? But for all he knows, if he goes for the full defuse and it's only 5 seconds, like he has to give himself a second to try and find that kill at long range. So that was a little bit scary. Ooh, well.
B-stack. 4 players here for AVANGAR.
And James on the other side with the AWP.
Which is frightening. That's a weapon, even in a loss in a round like this, you want to keep. Fur's even positioned in the long cave.
Yeah, but there's a level of, like, this is where I actually do love James AWPing, is that he does seem to sometimes want to take some of these fights where it's really low percentage, but they just, happen sequentially, and he's good at that, so.
Look how cautious they're being. Look how much utility is used by MIBR just to make their way clean up catwalk. Taco hasn't been pushed yet as well in Upper Dark, and yeah, if only 3 people attack this, that's not actually the most insane thing, but if James peeks into Fallen, it could be all over. That'll be the round, just like the previous. There'd be no defenders, it'd be a free A bomb site.
It's seconds away. Just a patience battle right now. 30 seconds on the clock, and he's going to take the position, dropping Fallen and back in the sight, and they can't quite catch him. That smoke that they themselves put up actually might have just saved him, or at least given him a little bit of time, but also out long, Fur is waiting. Taco will get one.
What?
James, what is that? He's going to take down Lucas, and Adren will find another one, and now there's a little bit of backup here. 14 seconds on the clock, and they'll drop KNG. I can't believe it. AVANGAR finding a way into the round with all of the odds against them. And Fur, there's nothing to be accomplished here. He'll take 1 kill, but it doesn't even matter. AVANGAR with the second round here at the second half and a 13-10. How did they pull that out?
I mean, that flick from James is absolutely incredible. This is nice. He knows the smoke is going to plume, but he's desperate. He knows he has to stick around for just the 1 kill. That one is so disgusting. That's a broken wrist.
Immediately looking down, you see the immediate
I just can't believe MIBR just lost that round to a single AWP in the site. They had everything going in their direction. Fur going to turn from the flashes.
It's even like the build-up to the fight where if Jane takes that step earlier when Fallen is looking, you're right, the round is done. But the timing is unbelievable.
As you say again, a very passive round up until the set piece, up until the push from MIBR. And now look at this. Dark. Yeah, no map control on this side.
Oh, this is not good.
AVANGAR can start shrinking the map now.
Taco's kind of aware, but he can't obviously commit to retaining the rest of the map on his own. There's
a timer on this. They need to go quick. And they don't even realize they have to speed things up.
KNG setting up for a smoke in the middle, but that's not going to fool anyone. They already know. But the smoke's going to be going down, but they're watching catwalk from one side, middle from the other side. They have all of the information.
There's only 1 more smoke on the MIBR side, so they can't even set up a full wall for the cross. This could be a disaster. There's no one in CT spawn, thankfully, so maybe that doesn't actually matter, but they need to use one of those Molotovs for the box in the back, the Gandalf box. One for the site, Adren's position. Here we go. They want a challenge. They want a clean challenge in towards CT spawn. James is going to be forced away by the damage, but now Adren gets involved. He's picked off by Fallen, and James comes back for more. But the flank at long could do everything. Fallen watching it now. It's got to be a kill, and it is.
That's so big. I actually think Adren might have overextended. Like he took that fight a little bit too long. 20 seconds now, and James showing up, jumping into the fight, but he gets taken down. Taco, low on health. The second kill of the round for him, and Kick It now 1 versus 3, and he's already been spotted. MIBR walking into a heavy defense. They knew what was coming, AVANGAR, and they just somehow can't hold it. Every other round, even the unlikely ones that they've won, this one seemed like the most winnable one.
It felt to me like too much presence on Catwalk. If like you know that the majority of the hit is going to come from long, you have 2 players on Catwalk, then you see how they get neutralized when the Molotovs and the smokes and the nades come in. It was only Adren really committed to the site.
This is a disaster.
You see frequently when that is going to be hold, when something like that hit is coming in, the CTs will even smoke on towards the ramp. They'll smoke at the front of the bomb site. Someone will swing wide on Goose with a flashbang.
Oh,
and they have utility. Look, there's 2 Molotovs in the hands. They're just not, the utility wasn't used during the actual attack.
I didn't realize it was Fallen by the truck that got that kill on Adren.
Yeah.
If he misses that kill, Adren's got to line up on like 2 different players at least. The lone AWP on James.
It won last time.
It did. I think they had a little bit more backup behind it, didn't they? But still. Why not? Bust up.
Sorry. I didn't mean to laugh maniacally for that reason. Just a little one tap. Bomb still way back and Suicide watching down mid. James not able to get involved, but at some point he's going to be aggressive and Fallen. He's waiting for it. There's the spot. There's the kill.
Buster's like one of those people at the train stations, the platforms where, you know, there's that yellow line that you're not supposed to walk across. Buster's.
Oh, yeah, he's just hanging out there. Yeah. You're always wondering, you're like, man, that's risky.
And there we go. That's why. Fallen, someone might show up, just take you right out.
It always
See,
gets
that's
dark.
twist at the end.
It always gets dark. Well, I think MIBR should start hunting right now. You could even delay the bomb plan if you wanted to, but they're already across the map. It's going to be difficult sometimes to crack into this B bomb set. It's almost like retaking it where you don't have a whole lot of advantages, but you've got all the utility. You're up against pistols. There's only 1 AWP, and it would be so valuable to take that gun out of their hands. James has no money. If you get this up, he won't have it in the next round.
Even if you lose almost everything, it's probably still worth it, right? The only downside would be if they stay alive and can get creeks, then it's real bad news. Kick It will take down Taco, and now more grenades are raining in. And
I think they're going to call it off now.
Yeah, it looks like it. Can they get some of these rifles back here? Ferb slowly backing off, and that's very aggressive. But yeah, Creek picked up. So I mean, they would have had no actually. James is going to be throwing that AWP. That's pretty helpful to AVANGAR.
Yes.
It's not great, but still, 12 to 13.
You have a double up setup as well, I believe. Saw Buster pick one up. He's going to keep it in his hands. Sanji can get whatever he wants. He'll have the Krieg. Adren passes that over. 1 round separating these 2 teams and a timeout being called.
KNG's got the long spawn. No one throwing him the AWP at the moment, but maybe the Krieg is enough.
Yeah. You get there quick enough, you just drop and hold the angle. Well, 3rd map of these first semifinals of CAC in Shanghai, and we are 1 round separating these 2 teams. And I know it seems close, but when you think about this second half, it's much like Train. It has been a massive, dominant run for MIBR.
Yeah, it really has.
It's 8-2 in the second half, and that's one of those 2 being the pistol. They lose the pistol, go on a 6-round streak. So nothing is going right for AVANGAR. They have yet to find the solution.
No rush to long or anywhere else. Instead, smoke off towards that headshot box in the middle. And actually, a lot of the team is showing up there. They're not going to be rushing it, although that is also possible. 3 men at the B bomb site. Ooh, that's a risk, isn't it? That means James and Sanji are alone over at long, and
a lot of faith in James with 24 kills on the AWP, so I kind of understand why.
Yeah, he's magnificent. But if he misses, you know, more than a couple of shots here, then they're going to lose the bomb side immediately. Sanji almost got his head taken off, falling back, and now the flashbang squid. They don't have to challenge him anymore. They can just say, that's fine, you stay down as long if you want to. Sanji gets dropped by Lucas, And now Jay alone. And again, it's probably better to just leave him alone right here. Not going to be happening for... Oh, that is a big kill. Now, yeah, they got to save immediately. 4 versus 3.
If he gets that kill, though, it's a real chance for the retake.
Yeah.
Fur's even spotted a Dren falling back. He's tagged up to low HP and Fallen. He wants that. He knows he's got him trapped. He does not want to let him get away. Low HP and a Dren. Every weapon matters for AVANGAR. Fallen, he's so scared to lose that op. He doesn't want to pass it over, and 2 players are forced away. So again, AVANGAR is going to get away with the save.
It looked to me like Fallen was waiting for Fur to throw a grenade in there, but he was just further away than he was expecting.
I think it looked like Fallen was thought there was going to be a second player on Catwalk or at mid to stop him.
Well, it's still a round win, but AVANGAR get away with 3 rifles, so the danger just continues. Tactical timeout being called now for AVANGAR at 13-13, all tied up. What a great game this is right here in the semifinals in Shanghai.
Yeah, the problem for MIBR is now with the economy system the way it is, that they don't get any easy victories down the stretch. It's the full losing bonus for the AVANGAR side. So, I mean, every time they save these 2 or 3 weapons, they essentially get a full buy in the next round. They can drop some weapons over. They can drop another AWP. The only thing they're really missing is some head armor and a couple nades. Fallen having a game, 22 and 19, massively impactful with the op. And you have to say, James having, he's been phenomenal. With the times that I can recall seeing Fallen and James go head-to-head in some kind of a situation, for the most part, Fallen's been coming out on top. Yeah,
that's so rare, isn't it? And he really looked like a player that was completely burned down on the AWP for a long time, didn't he? It's not really any impact, and also just looked like he was frustrated using it. But this is cool. Sanji over at long, still the double stack inside of B. And Fallen, if he gets no contact here, do they just try and go for the mid split?
No, I think they just hit 4 players in dark, and Fallen will just pivot, and he'll be one to watch the cross on mid. He'll use the AWP to try and split the map in half. The one X factor for that is how aggressive they're going to be on the flank from long. Starting to creep in. It's Buster with the op. Oh, this is dangerous. So letting him peek wide. That's a great shot on the Lucas. Turns from the flashbangs. It's all on this. Fur, the drive-by works. Buster's got a second, but he's pinned down in a third, right to the face of Taco.
What a masterful hold coming out from Buster. That is not easy. Once his teammate goes down, he should be dead as well, but he's still fighting inside of this site. A minute left. The Molotov, it goes way too far. They might be able to shoot him over the box, and finally they take care of business, but flank is in. He bought the time for it there, Buster. An absolute hero, and they're going to win the round. AVANGAR 14. That is crucial. Man, if he doesn't, even if he just gets the 2 of them, they're in trouble immediately.
Again, it feels like there's some extra delay happening in MIBR's communication of when you actually go. Those smokes clear, those are usually used to allow you to get close. Maybe they don't expect an AWP to be there, but 3 players cordoned in those B tunnels.
Yeah.
Like that AWP is just like, it has the freedom to swing wide on you at any moment. Still, a masterclass of a round out of Buster.
Oh, James, how quick you want to be here? He was boosted up. Okay, he's going to slow it down right, and the jump. Oh! That could have been the end of Fallen right there, and there's a guy right in front of him setting up for it. Could be a double peek as well. It's so close. This is a critical round. They have money on MIBR if they lose it, but that's amazing. Kikud with a double and Sanji behind him, and AVANGAR now a couple of kills away from getting series point, and MIBR, they're in trouble once again. In spite of everything here in the second half, they might be running into a wall right now. Taco goes down. What a time for a resurgence here for AVANGAR.
And all the rounds they've had to throw away, all the rounds they've had to save and not able to fight for it, finally pays off. They finally get a solid buy, a solid victory. And they can build upon this. Remember, this is how the comeback collapsed for MIBR against Tyloo. All the way back to 12 rounds on Mirage. They came back about 7 rounds, lost an eco, and then it just ended.
Yeah.
15-13. MIBR have to win 2 in a row. And thankfully, by virtue of such a long streak, 9-1 run, they've got plenty of cash. And a pause taken from AVANGAR to talk this one through.
Does AVANGAR seem like the kind of team that would try and go for some wild play in this round?
They do.
The problem is,
I don't think they will, because they've been battered for most of this half.
It's also always tricky when you go for the timeout and then go for like a trick play, because that's, usually after those timeouts people are a little bit more worried. Why did they take a timeout? What are they, maybe they've got some plan, but still, Man, this is really interesting.
Kickert has rocketed up as well. 25 kills on him, just one frag behind Jame.
Yeah, they were the duo to start off this map with, and they're still keeping up with each other. Oh man, this is such an intense game, especially if you think about how it started. Timing shot in the middle. Jame is in there. He wants to do it. You can feel it, and if you'd stuck around, maybe. But otherwise, back to normal, clearing out upper and lower dark and making sure that there's nobody hiding there.
Where does MIBR take this one? Feels like they want to go back to the A bomb site. Nade over mid. Not going to do any damage. Fallen's at the base of Catwalk trying to peer over the smoke for a pick, but no one is showing themselves. 3 players inside of the B bomb site. Kickert on Catwalk, Jame at long.
And surely they're not going to stay there. Surely, if it goes too long, they're going to start to push in at some point.
This is a very, yeah, definitely. When it gets down to about 45 seconds, someone would start the aggressiveness. 1 minute on the clock.
And they're going to push Kickert instead on the catwalk. He's going to be falling back fairly quickly. He has got the creek, and Jame is behind him, so that could be a very dangerous crossfire to try and break apart.
Buster's starting to peek in towards Upper Dark with the MVP. He's starting to gather that intel.
You said 45 seconds. It's dead on.
Not too shabby.
And this is a problem, right? And they can afford to do this because let's say Buster ran into someone and got killed. That'd still be 2 at B. And at 45 seconds, that's a pretty good defense to have, even if you lose that early fight. 30 seconds now, and here we go. Jumping down. Can they take down Jame and Kickert to try and stay in the tournament? Well, Jame, he had no chance. Kickert with a huge double, and actually Sanji will help him out. 19 seconds, and the bomb going to be going down. It's Sanji to be dropped, and Kickert next. And it's looking good here for a chance for MIBR to take a 14th round. The grenade just shy of the edge there, and they're going to be falling back AVANGAR. They don't want to be without money for the 30th round, so it works for MIBR. Just Jame not aware that we're going to be there that quickly.
Yeah, I didn't, not even expecting the drop whatsoever, which I think MIBR had to drop if they wanted to do something like that attack. They only had 1 flashbang, or 2, excuse me, when that attack began. 1 on the initial hit, and 1 flashbang to blind Jame while they ran into the bomb site. So dropping down was really the only option. That's tough, though. I mean, even with just 2 players defending that A bomb site, it's the 2 top fraggers for AVANGAR, the 2 best players they've had in this map.
Yeah.
And they almost held on to that.
Yeah, and you have to appreciate, you know, that fight happens when they're right in their faces. But if at any moment somebody from AVANGAR, one of those 2 players, get a pick off earlier, and that, you know, just that'll slow everyone down. Suddenly they have to wait a little bit. More backup comes in. The game changes completely. 15 to 14, ladies and gentlemen. Things are getting really, really intense here in Shanghai. Jame still with that AWP. Buster with another one. Both teams have everything they could want, and it's a rush out long for further. Flashbangs are in, and that is absolutely pristine. And in through the smoke as well, Taco to take down Sanji. A little bit of Molotov damage, but they're still pushing them back. That was a hit job, wasn't it?
Shout out to Fur. He saw the player running towards pit, and he still turned away from the flashbangs that were coming. That's a big risk. The ops, though, that's all the way up towards T-spawn. That's an incredible shot from Buster. And Jame once more as well. I cannot believe he's aggressive in this fashion. Gonna back away as the smoke clears. This would be a big fight to win. KNG providing pressure, but not convincing enough. And all of a sudden, MIBR, they are bleeding way too many players. Good shot from Taco. That is overextension from Jame. And it's just the 1 player on Catwalk. The Creek against the op. It's done damage.
Oh God, if he could have got that kill, that might just have been it. Both teams right on the edge of breaking down here. The smoke, oh sorry, the Molotov not going to do anything. The grenade though, nice shot from Lucas, taking down Buster, and that leaves Kickert. Can he actually do this? He's got the 26 kills, but 2 more would do it and send his team right into the grand finals. And he's sneaking on up. He's got a little bit of health to work with. Just a single flashbang, that's not going to help him. And he's almost looking the wrong way. This is almost falling apart, and right outside of the edge of his field of view, he just missed a chance, and that's going to be overtime. Taco with a triple, and they save themselves, MIBR. We're going to go to overtime. What an amazing game.
That's almost 2 comebacks in this game, all together from the first half, and then just right at the end there, having to come back from 13-15. What a big test for MIBR. 15 all. They survived the madness from Kickert, from Jame, the double up from Buster.
So I mean, there were so many things in that last round. I think that's where the pressure comes in, right?
Yes.
KNG wanting to fight over at the B-bomb side, and it actually looked like he had the chance against Buster. It wasn't such a crazy idea, really. But then Jame right here, that's one of those moments where,
you want to, as soon as you go down, you want to have that one back.
Yeah, you're just like, no, please, I wish I hadn't actually gone for it.
Yeah, and Taco there, you could see, getting hyped. He knows they're back in this one. And it's going to be third map as well in these semifinals. 26 kills on Kicker, 26 on Jame. Ooh, I like this. We're throwing a spanner in the works. We're reverting 10K MR3.
All right. Well, that means that...
Listen, we've always had the argument over the different styles of overtime. I like this one.
You like this one?
It can be tweaked, certainly, but I like this one.
It has a certain... I mean, it means you definitely grow the tension, right? Especially for the CT side.
Yeah, especially as if they needed any more disadvantages. Here we go. Jame fast on catwalk again.
Fallen was, look at him, out the middle, immediately running down. He's got the double scope, so he can't really see much of anything, and right through the smoke at Ren, nearly a double, and inside of the B-bomb side, 2 people defending. They need flashbangs to make their way through, but actually, they're down on the low ground, and somehow it works. KNG able to pick that one up.
And then he grabs the AWP and turns and gets Jame coming through the smoke. MIBR, a change of pace, that's a thing of beauty.
That wasn't a flashbang kill, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay. I might just be hallucinating. It's entirely possible.
I was going to say, what have you eaten for breakfast? 15 all. It's about to be 16-15. And this is where this overtime rule set gets a little bit spicy.
Yeah.
Because the CT side losing, if they lose the next one, they are hurting for a lot of money. It's very difficult to fight for that third round.
If you show me a replay of the first part of this round where they lose a guy through smoke in the middle and another one gets tagged up and you ask who's winning it when 2 people inside of the B-bomb side, I'm saying AVANGAR.
I don't know how the communication didn't come out. No one from the B-bomb site responded to that mid-play. Maybe it was just the hectic, chaotic nature of it. Didn't hear the communication. Too focused on the B-bomb site, but yeah. This right here. I mean, Kickert's obviously fighting at some point, but I thought surely at some point someone would jump up to the window to help towards mid, go towards the door. 16-5. Fallen gonna go for a mid pick. Smoke plumes. Ooh.
Four people out long, but there's a pretty good setup on. Oh no, it falls back, and they're gonna be flashing their way through. They come right through the smoke. Sanji, he knew instantly that was going to be trouble. And now Jame, he almost has to back on out. He needs to escape from this position, or they're going to have him pinned in. He's trying to get away, and it's just going to work. But then Buster in the B-bomb side. KNG, he lost the battle in regulation, but now he's back with a vengeance, and that could be the round.
Well, AVANGAR has no idea what's going on. It's like their strategy is being used against them. KNG, just an isolated battle on the other side of the map, has opened all the opportunity, all the options up for MIBR, and he's got another one. They're trying to recover this site, but he's holding on so well. A Trent at door, I think if you're AVANGAR, knowing the economy system, knowing it's 10K, save these weapons.
Yeah, they're everything right now, and you're not going to win a 2 versus 5 in this bomb site. That's just not going to happen. That's so aggressive from KNG, but what a time to do it. And down the middle, Lucas hunting for it. Another rifle lost. And Jame, where does he even hide? There's all the time in the world still left here. He's going to be taking a shot, but they're hunting him, and they should. They've got nothing to lose. Even if they lose every single rifle, it's worth it. And Fallen will find the AWP and MIBR. They're so close to doing it now. This is that 10K overtime money. This is the punishment for it.
This is the bad part of the 10K overtime rule set. But yes, we'll see what AVANGAR can, how deep they can dig. They're gonna have 4 pistols, 1 M4 on Kickert. Jame even missing some armor. This is the punish.
You got to think as well, if you're KNG and you lost that fight the last time.
Yeah. Eternally confident.
Take some bravery to do it again.
Well, it feels like MIBR going into overtime. They had that moment to talk with Zeus after regulation and into overtime, and he just said, you know what, we're picking up the pace. Let's stop slow playing these rounds. Let's get real aggressive. Fast mid split in the first one. This was the duel quickly from KNG. The fast paced contact towards long. 2-round lead. They're looking for a third.
It's really worked, hasn't it? Stacking the B-bomb site. Kick it alone with the M4 at the ramp, or sorry, at the catwalk here. Grenade landing right on top of him, and the flashbang to follow it up, and that M4 does nothing at all. Adren will get shut down, and again it's KNG to open up the round, and there's nothing left here, really. He's come alive at the end. He's actually tied up with everybody else on the team. 26 on him, 26 on Fallen. And these are some nice show kills, but it doesn't matter. 18-15, MIBR taking the first 3 rounds in a row here in overtime.
Man, AVANGAR got trucked in this overtime. They didn't even stand a chance in almost any of these rounds. That's so wild. Maybe just barely a glimpse of hope in that first round of overtime, getting the kill through the smoke in mid, but from there it's just all MIBR. 27 kills on KNG now, 26 on Fallen, 23 on Taco. 28 on Jame and 27 on Kickert for AVANGAR, 19 each on Sanji and Buster.
He's really been playing well on this map, KNG. It's been like a slow burner, hasn't it? It's you know, sort of building his way into it.
Yeah, he's taken some time for him to get up there, but now that he's here, it's phenomenal. It's great. Shout out to Lucas as well. 470 utility damage in this game.
All right.
Leading the server in by more than double of the next closest.
It's the passion that we love to see out of the Brazilian side. Always a good time. Now, I can understand why James is looking a bit frustrated. What do you do now? You need to win 3 in a row and bring it into double overtime. That's the only answer. Nothing else is really acceptable.
Well, here we go. Second half of overtime has begun. Jame, they would love a mid pick. It's not going to happen. And MIBR, they're going to go for a mid crunch. Now, how aggressive they want to be. They hear the footsteps. They're just going to lie in wait. That's Kicker jumping across. He's taken down. 5 on 4. Lucas going to back away from long, but he'll get caught. He won't get away.
Oh, that's a shame, because I think he actually got the intel of how many. He at least spotted 2 people, I think, when they were coming around the corner. Fallen. That's a danger. Oh, no! Jame! It's almost like he was baited into it. 3 on 3. And now Fallen, he's back here. I don't know if he's giggling to himself just yet, but if they win this round, he certainly will be. The smoke has been put up, and James switching out instead for the Krieg. And some no-scopes coming through. Taco dropping next. They might win this round anyway. They might be able to solve this problem. Fur and Fallen. And Molotov actually goes up in the air instead, and that's maybe a little bit of an issue. Now Fur has at least a look into the bomb site, and he's going to be flashed in to try and take that fight. Finds the first target, and now they're coming in with a little bit of revenge here. Fallen to find the kill, and now it's Adren out at long, low on health, and he's in so much trouble. They're already defusing the bomb. He can't stop it, Adren. Oh dear, MIBR, they get it in overtime. 18 rounds, and it's going to be a 19th here, taking down AVANGAR and making it to the grand finals here in Shanghai.